Yo, what's going on, Vikings fans? Skol back again with another Minnesota Vikings video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Vikings philosophy, is how they go towards games and kind of their identity, commenting on that. But really, I think there needs to be a change. I think there needs to be a change on how they do everything. I think there needs to be a change on how they go about being who they are. And I know it's a very broad statement, but I'll get into it more later on in the video. But I think the Vikings, especially offensive philosophy from the coaching staff, needs to change if they need to be successful, or I think coaching changes need to happen. That's what we're talking about in this video. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for the support on the channel. 150 subs away from 1K. 150 more. What more can I ask for? Giveaway at 1K. Sub if you are new. Leave a like on the video. Comment down below. Let's talk about it. Vikings philosophy. Alright, I feel like I'm going to be teaching a philosophy class here, but if you guys are new to the Vikings, and if you guys don't know much about the Vikings philosophy, here's a little bit of what they like to do. They like to run the ball, set up play action, and play good defense. That's Zimmer's thing. He wants to control the time of possession. He wants to just dominate the ball. He wants to go play action, take chances when you can, but not go too extreme, not turn the ball over on offense and defense. Bend, don't break, don't give up 7, take away the ball when you can, get after the quarterback on third down. That's kind of what Zimmer's been built off of. Now listen, this is great. I mean, this is what you want from your coach. But you got to understand that this is also not 1980. And we bring in Gary Kubiak and we bring in Mike Zimmer, who's already been here, of course. They're very old school guys. They're old school football guys. You know, you need a guy like that on every team, in my opinion. You can't just be full on Sean McVay, Cliff Kingsbury, fully, we're barely running the ball. We're doing this whole new notion of football. However, the Vikings philosophy of just run, pass almost needs to change. You know, for example, I'm going to start off with the Vikings offense, and this is where a lot of my struggles really came this year. The philosophy of the Vikings offense was, we need to get Dalvin Cook the ball, and we need to keep this ball on the ground, keep the defense off the field because the defense wasn't so good. That was kind of their game plan for almost every game this year, was almost, we're going to feed Dalvin no matter what, keep long possessions. But the thing is, that's not the new age way to play football, and the Vikings felt as if their offensive line was good enough where they could do this on every team, and it's just a very bland, basic style of football. You know, I'm fine with going into a game establishing the run, and that's not what I'm trying to say at all. But however, you got to go towards your strengths. You got to go towards your opponent's weaknesses. And listen, I get getting Dalvin Cook the ball, but also when you're running the ball, it's not just you're handing the ball to Dalvin Cook and he decides everything. You got 5 dudes blocking. You got a fullback. You got a tight end. You got a bunch of dudes needing the block. And sometimes the Vikings, they don't really grasp that concept that they do need to take chances because their O-line is not going to be able to hold up like they normally can in past years or compared to other teams around the league. You know, you look at the Tennessee Titans. And I know they just got their ass handed to them on Sunday Night Football by the Green Bay Packers, whatever. But their identity is they're going to come in, they're going to play physical football. They're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry, a physical back. They have an identity to their running game. The Vikings, yes, they have the outside zone running scheme. However, they're not that good at it. Yes, they get a lot of yards per carry. And it's always good because they have Dalvin Cook and C.J. Ham and Irv. But they can't expect that to do that the entire game, and that's where my problems come. And a perfect example of this was the Bears game. You know, I'm, again, totally fine with coming out, running the ball with Dalvin Cook, and doing stuff like that. However, the Chicago Bears on key plays in that game, key plays, keep this in mind going into the week. The Bears are missing their second and third string corner, and the Bears also have one of the best front sevens in the NFL. That's undisputed. With Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, and Roquan, and they also have a bunch of other dudes on the D-line who love to make plays. And the Vikings come out on a key 4th down. They run the ball up the middle, right to the Bears' strength and right to our weakness, which is our guards and center. Just little stuff like that I just really can't wrap my mind around. And then later on in the game, after Dantzler's interception, we are in 2-minute offense pretty much. We want to go get 7 and win this game. And we call a run, and then we call a play action to a check down, and then we call a run, then we call another little play action. it just really just doesn't make sense to me, especially when you have Adam Thielen, you have Justin Jefferson, you have Conklin, you have Irv. Again, I can understand, yes, if Dalvin Cook's our only offensive weapon, of course, feed him the ball all the time. Get him 25 to 30 touches. But the thing is, Dalvin doesn't need to get 25 to 30 touches for us to put up points. We have other mouths to feed. We have Thielen. We have Jefferson, and especially Jefferson. He's the thing that I don't think people realize how good he is. And honestly, I'm getting a little scared. And I'm getting a little scared because he's probably looking at Diggs and he's probably saying Diggs is the man on an 11-win team already, and he's getting the most targets in the league. He's got the most catches in the league. That could be me. And I know Jefferson's came out and said he's not a diva, not any of this, but I don't even think Diggs was being a diva when he decided to leave. He realized where that Vikings offense was going, and he decided I need to get the ball more because I'm a receiver and I'm a big-time player and I could win games. And I'm sure Jefferson, that's got to be in the back of his mind. That's got to be in his teammates' minds. That's got to be in his family members' minds. They're probably telling him, hey, you know, maybe Zimmer should start passing the ball a little more. And the thing that really drives me crazy is how many times have we seen Cousins kind of snap on Zimmer lately? You know, I feel like Zimmer almost lives in 1970 where he just doesn't know when to take risk, when to make a calculated decision, and I feel like he's not really progressing with the game of football. You know, the game of football and honestly life recently has changed drastically, you know, with analytics, which is how you go about business in the NFL, with what is allowed and what isn't, and the way you play football. I mean, in 1985, it was all about running the football down your throat, and yeah, you would go play action off that, but now you could go 5 wide for the first 10 plays in this game, and nobody would really question it. And the thing about the Vikings is their philosophy is this: they're so just, I'm going to be the best me. And yes, I get that, but sometimes on a week-to-week basis, you got to change up who you are. And I think the Vikings coaching staff, they need to change their philosophy. They need to understand that, hey, we have these young, explosive weapons on the outside. We can still get cooked the ball, but make it more of a 60-40 split where you're passing the ball in big moments and you're not just relying on the run in big moments. Because frankly, that's hard to do in the NFL. It's hard to have a running back carry you to these championships, to these NFC championships, to these Super Bowls. I mean, Derrick Henry's probably the best postseason back in the NFL, and he can only take a team so far, and he was on a historic run last year. And he had a good quarterback and good offensive line and great weapons. It's just the Vikings. I think they need to change, or I think a coaching change needs to be made. I really believe this team. I don't think Kirk Cousins is the problem at all. I think Kirk's a smart guy, and I think that's why he's starting to yell at Zimmer more. I just think they need to change and be more aggressive and be more 2020 and less 1975 football. That's what I think. Take more chances, be more aggressive on the field. Let Kirk and let Jefferson, let Thielen, and let Cook, let these guys decide the game and not the offensive line as much, because as much as you like running the ball with Dalvin, you're also allowing the offensive line to get involved. And if you understand that's your weakness on offense, you don't want them in the game at all. And I understand when you're passing ball, you know what? They play a role too, but if you get that ball out quick and hit Jefferson, hit Cook out of the backfield quick, you can kind of almost neutralize them and make them not a factor. I just think the Vikings coaching staff, I think there needs to be changes with how they go about things, or just change the coaching staff in general. I think this team's way too talented to be this bad. And even with all the injuries this year, there's no excuse for them to be a 6-win team at this point, considering their record, or considering their schedule this year and how many close games they lost. The Vikings are the first team in NFL history to have a quarterback over 30 passes and a running back over 1,500 yards and missed the playoffs. The first 8 teams before that all won 10-plus games and won a playoff game. The Vikings are also the only team in NFL history to hold the ball for 39 minutes time of possession in a game twice and go 0-2 during that. That's incredible. I mean, that's incredible. And I think that's on the coaching. I would love to know what you guys think. I think they need to go to a more aggressive, to a more pass-first friendly offense, more pass-first and big plays philosophy. I'm fine with running the ball, but if you got a big 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1, I want to see him pass the ball more, be more fun, have more motion, have more of these trick plays. Vikings motion probably fewer than any team in the NFL. It's 2020. It's about motion. It's about distraction, confusing the defense. That's what I think. It's not 1960. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys are new here, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It would really mean a lot. Skol Vikes, leave a like on the video, comment down below. See you guys next time. Peace.